most of the time I'm telling people like, don't come and disturb us with those complaints. You knew he was this, you knew he was that. You were just so focused on the benefits you wanted to get from him, and you went along. Now things are not moving your way like you want, or maybe you already had what you wanted from him. Now you are complaining like he's the devil. No, he was not the devil. He has always been that devil, and you liked him like that. Continue your devil straight to hell.
And you are also a devil.
Okay, that's what you're so you're also a devil liking the devil. Yes, okay.
Now let me ask you, I know what I gave you. Please tell me what you gave me. Now let me ask you.
Hello people, it's your boy Ambassador again doing his thing. Yep, once again we are here to have these conversations. So today we'll be looking at, are modern women worth marrying? So one, we'll be looking at gender roles, we'll be looking at the clash of cultures, and we'll be looking at the divorce rates, because if guys start having this thought, I think it's like say rhetoric question just to provoke thought.
Yeah.
Like we are not saying marry or don't marry, but it's more of like, if you are marrying, these are some of those things you should be thinking about. The gender roles, the clash of cultures, the divorce rates, what's causing this and all of that. So first I'll just ask the question in a very broad and layman way. Do you think modern women are worth marrying?
I think the definition of modern women should be, how can I say?
Okay, so I mentioned the aspect of cultures, right? I think modern woman is a woman who adheres to modern day values. So be it partly that those feminist issues there, partly she's a working woman, partly she...
I know now what you're talking about. What in the what scheme of things and in the social media idea of a modern woman, I think no. Modern woman are not worth marrying.
Okay, what about you?
Well, I'll basically say when it comes to something like this, it boils down to a personal perspective.
Yeah.
So if you feel like a modern woman is what you can deal with, go for it.
So do you feel like a modern woman is what you can deal with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you think that worth marrying, you think they're not. Okay. So let's dive into the details. So I said that a couple of things which I want us to touch into, right? Because first thing is, when we're talking about modern women, there's the issue of gender roles. So gender roles is like what a man was expected to do and what a woman was expected to do. So back in the days, a man was expected to protect, provide, hunting, going to defend the woman, they go for war, to territory and all of that. The woman was expected to stay at home, cook for the children, nurture, as they say, yeah. So all of those things, take care of the house, take care of the man and all of that. Those were the gender roles in those days. That also came with a lot of responsibilities for the man and the woman. So I tell people like, I have issues with bride price in the modern day because there's a certain notion that came with a man giving money to get a wife. Some kind of ownership kind of vibes to it. So we cannot want to eliminate the ownership vibe and not eliminate the thing that was symbolic of that ownership. That's just my thought process, right? Another thing of gender roles is on the side now of the woman. At the time, it was like the woman is in the house taking care of things, you go out to fend. But now the economic situation, if the woman is also expected to go out to go and fend, you cannot expect her to carry out that domestic role 100% anymore. So it goes both ways. So when we're questioning gender roles, it's not just the men saying women should be doing that. Also like there are certain changes the men have to make, there are certain changes the women have to make if we have to adjust to work. So first let's just talk about gender roles and we'll talk about cultures and we'll talk about So first with regards to gender roles, what do you think? That's one of the things we should be having in mind when we say, are we going to marry the modern woman? You said no. Yeah. So approach the gender role aspect from the fact that you said no.
Now, my no was dependent on the social media idea of a modern woman.
Yeah.
Yes, that is why I said no. Because you realize that I actually do not have a problem with modern women from the actuality of it, from the actual definition of it. Yeah. Because the word also is a modern word.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have all been modernized. But the issue is the social media connotation of modern women.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I want the man who is going to spoil me, take me on trips, treat me like a baby. But when it comes to you as a woman providing the bare necessities, services to that man, when these services, you hear them, I can never cook for a man if he doesn't make me a wife. Then he doesn't deserve those things. You get? So that is the social media definition of a modern woman.
Yeah.
You get? That you as the woman, you work, you can work and everything, but your money stays your money, but your man working, because normally if you work as a woman, it shows that you will not fulfill all those domestic duties as you had to.
Yes.
Which means that your husband have to also pull in after work and do all of that and all of that.
Yeah.
Now you now saying, okay, you are working, but your money is only your money,
Yeah.
and this money is our money.
Mm-hmm.
Is the mentality not flawed?
That's why I went to the gender roles,
Yes.
because normally
So,
your money was supposed to be both of you, our money technically, but that was under the notion that she does not work.
yes.
But now if she goes out to work, maybe we should just put all of our money, both sources of revenue, as our money. And then I will take it out to maybe hire a house help to cover the gap for those things.
Exactly.
We all pay the bills because now we are all working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now these gender roles, generally, I would say, mainly because of the economy that we find ourselves in,
Yeah.
there is a high probability that one person supporting a family
Will not suffice.
will not suffice.
Yeah.
It will not suffice because things are hard and everything. So I think both genders have to now know that there is a level of responsibility that each person has to take.
Yeah.
Each person has to take with regards to maybe domestication, with regards to bringing money in the home. Each person has to take. But the whole idea of one person giving and giving and giving, and you feel like, oh, I need to be baby, I am a princess. Oh,
But just to jump in there actually, just to poke some holes in what you're saying. It's not like it's just the man works, it will not suffice. Because if we look at when women started working, I think it was after the First World War.
yeah.
When all the men, it's just like in America, because in America imposes their culture on the rest of the world,
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes.
When the men went for war, the women were forced to go into the factories.
Yes.
So even things now like voting and the rest, women started clamoring for rights to vote and all of those other things when they tasted the outside world and the working world.
Yes.
Back in those days, they were comfortable to be in their dresses, prepare their cup of tea, serve their men when they come back from work, and all of that. That also because I feel like it should boil down to the choice of the couple.
Yes.
If the woman says she wants to stay at home, because I think if a woman stays at home, there are lots of services that she can actually work like your PA before you get a PA. Hence, she's contributing to add value to you. So I can imagine my life with a PA. How much? So maybe as an individual, I can work maybe 1.5, 2 million. If I get an effective PA, it's not like women are dumb. They're very smart, and there are things which women are very good at, which men are not. I feel like most of the time women are more organized. They could be more trustworthy.
And they
There are
can
lots of those
see
things.
who hates you.
Exactly, that's some stronger
Exactly.
instincts
Yes.
than men. So if she's behind you like that, she's renting those services. So instead of making the 1 million that I could normally make, I have now somebody who can specialize and then prepare me, help me with my PowerPoints and my things before I'm going to work the next day, and I now earn maybe 3 million. Partly we are making 3 million, but I'm the one who is the face who's making that money. But she's at home. I come back and then okay, my shirts are ironed and everything is ready. I go out there looking sharp and I can now go and negotiate contracts for 3 million. But that's not because she's not. So we don't need to necessarily go out there. If she's behind me and I go out and make the 3 million,
Yes.
or we both go into the workforce and I make 1.5, she makes 1.5, we still make the 3 million. But I feel like it's just a choice of the couple to make us think, okay, but let's define it. That's where my problem is. Let there be not all those nuances where I'm assuming that she's the housewife, but she knows that she's not the housewife. She wants to go and be in the spa and be talking to her friends or watch telenovela. When I come back, she's like, let's go and cook. How can we go and cook when I've been working? And
That's my point now.
Yeah.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yeah.
If you are willing to wear the crown, and you have to understand that your head has to be heavy also
Yeah.
from wearing the crown.
Or the heads.
Yes, the heads. Now what I'm saying, in essence, is that each decision you make,
Yeah.
my problem is be ready to deal with the consequences.
As usual,
Because
responsibility.
if
Shock it.
shock it. If both of you say, okay, both of us are going to work. We are going to work and then we are going to bring our money together and then see. You should also understand that one person cannot have all the time now to dedicate to domestication.
Yep.
So both of you
Take
also
turns.
have to take turns in
Yeah.
that. Now, if you choose that you will not work, that means you'll be in charge fully of the
The
domestication.
house, yeah.
Now, if you choose that now, both of you work, and then you think in the grand scheme of things in your deluded mind that okay, you are going to work, have everything to yourself, while the other person is working, helping you, and
Making
still
that
using
just-
everything.
It does not work out.
I think that's
the
delusion.
difference. Okay.
Yes.
You give us your opinion in regards to you. You said yes, you
Yes.
marry a modern woman. So gender roles taking that into consideration.
Well, when it comes down to marrying a modern woman in relation to gender roles, I feel like the same thing. It boils down to the two couple or the couple. Sorry. Whatever you feel works for you.
Yeah.
Is what you should do. For example, let's take out work and money from inside. Let's come into the household where it's completely domesticated.
Yeah.
You get. So because I believe that it's a responsibility for all of us to provide for the family.
Yeah.
You know, two hands together.
Like the job, yeah.
So, but when it comes down to gender roles, which is one of the main problems of one of the main problems that a lot of people face in America,
modern
in
marriages,
Africa,
yeah.
right now, a man comes in and is like, okay, you did not cook. Why have you not cooked? Why are my dresses not washed? Why are why is the house not arranged?
Yeah.
Why is so you get now? That's what many people marry women to do. That's what a lot of people used to marry their women to do. Like, I know that I'm married to this woman, so she's going to wash her clothes.
Yeah.
She's going to make sure the house is okay,
Yeah.
and then I will just go out and bring the money. But let's bring that to the domesticated. I began in this in that. Sometimes we have the African mentality that this is a woman's responsibility. But no, when it comes down to you as in a modern day, I believe that whoever can do whatever should do it.
No, but when you say whoever can do whatever, it should be clearly defined. Though.
Okay, now
because you say the African we are going to translate to clash of cultures, as I said earlier on, right? But you're already there diving into that direction. It's not like African men are just lazy and they want the women to do everything.
Yeah.
It's not also fair. So when you say, let's go both ways. When you say that the man should come and help out, you're also saying that the woman should also go out and help out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it
goes both ways.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, trying to say is, it should not be a must.
Yeah.
Like, it should not be a conception that this is the responsibility that this person must do. You understand?
Yeah.
Because there'll be bad days for the man, maybe financially,
Yeah.
and then you as a woman, you step in to bring your own finance. You understand? And then there may be days that you don't feel so much to do the domestic work.
Yeah.
Your man steps in. You understand? It should not be a must that, well, this woman has to do. It's a must that this woman has to
No,
do.
but
So
let's
even on days
be
that you
honest,
feel
right,
like,
Austin. When the girls will come, there's something we'll touch, right? And we're just diving already into clash of cultures, right? It's very easy for people to want to push the men. That's me talking as a man. Maybe I'm being biased, right?
Yeah.
But all the time, I'll give you practical examples. When the woman says that, I remember like growing up, I'll use my case. My mom will say, guys, come into the kitchen. And I'll be like, okay, can my sister also help to split wood? And they'll be like, no, how can the girl split wood? But you're calling me into the kitchen, they have split wood.
I was heading
So when you start saying these things, just strike the balance at once. You tell the girl, like, I told my friend, one of my friends was telling me about his, should I call it, I don't want to call it difficulty, but his issue of paying bride price, where they're asking him to pay bride price and he's traveling around to visit all of the girls.
Yeah.
And I told him, like, that's why I'm not married, because if I have to do that, I'm going to frame that bride price, put it on the head there. Any day you disrespect me, I tell you something, I just point that bride price. If you know that you want us to have the equal rights, let's contribute together. That's what a modern marriage should be like. Bride price is 1 million. The woman pays 500,000, we go and pay that.
I've heard of things like this where a woman is supposed to get married and then she and her husband contributed.
Yeah, that's what should be.
But they did not let the family know though.
Yeah, no
It was
problem.
At the end of the day, it boils down to the whole idea of this equality.
Yeah.
I think that is it also. Because normally, to be very frank with you, there's no way that both genders can be equal.
No, they normally
they can be equal, but they are different.
There is no way that they can.
That's my own perspective.
Wait, but looking at this,
There's
relation to what he's saying, or to this. Let's look at something. And you talking about the whole idea of me entering the kitchen, you be able to speak. That's why I made the statement from the beginning. Whoever can do whatever should do it. In the sense that, fine, there are men who love cooking. Maybe they'll cook for their wife.
But to add to that, I can do in a balanced way. Because you cannot say, your wife will say, I cannot cook, I cannot speak.
No, not like that. If you're marrying a woman, right? It should be that there are some certain things you can do. Yes, okay. It's like a must that you should be able to do these things.
Exactly.
You understand? With that modern woman, you should be able to do these things.
So if your modern woman cannot cook, you cannot marry her. You cannot.
No, I cannot marry a woman who cannot cook. Okay. I will cook. I enjoy the fact that for me, I will enjoy a woman I cook for, and a woman cooks for me. Okay. I enjoy a woman who hustles, and I enjoy myself hustling for my woman. Okay. That days I'll wake up to do the laundry, that day she'll wake up to do the laundry. That's how I am. So I'm not saying that it's a must that this woman has to do this laundry. But another, like for example, splitting wood, I know she's not strong enough to split the wood, so I'll split that wood. So then another, maybe I'm not good enough to change a baby's diapers. Exactly. That's something that she would do.
That is what I mentioned here, that we can never be equal. The highest thing that we can go for is equity, which is fairness.
Okay.
I everybody getting what they deserve. I don't have the strength I have.
Yeah.
So I know that you don't have it, so I will not subject you to this.
Yeah.
Yes, because it will not be fair.
But
to
I'll
you.
expect that we should be balanced in some certain
In one way
or the
or
other.
Yeah. So
I'm not good
that's
at
the
taking.
rule, that's
I'm
the
not good at taking off that child's diapers because
Yeah.
I'm bad at tying napkins.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know how it works. I might put the backside, the good
And-
side.
Not even
So
the
you
backside.
handle-
You might even tie the child's
Yes.
neck and
So you handle-
and
so you
matter
handle that
how-
side.
No matter how we can try to overcode it, both genders. I would always say again, both genders. I will not tell you lie. To some extent, we all have our rules.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that
Yeah.
apart from that, there are specific rules that we know that some certain people cannot handle.
Exactly.
Some like we know that this role is specifically a man's role.
And you are better built for it. Like you
Yes.
look at the
Yes.
man's muscle
Like
and all of those
we've
things. He's
always
meant for the
enjoyed-
defense.
Because
when it
you-
comes
you're
to-
not expect-
when it comes to patience.
Yeah.
Most men are only patient when they are working money.
Yeah. You know we are very
Anything apart
impatient,
from that,
Yeah.
a child is crying and you're like, why
It's
is he
very
crying?
annoying.
Hold
Yeah,
the
so
baby.
you know that
But
Two
the
things
woman
either
can
put that
hold-
how do they call it in the
Baby
mouth
shelter.
or some how do they
You
call it
understand
face
what I'm
mask.
saying?
And
So you get so it's you check and be crying and you're
there's some
like,
specific
why
rules
is
that
this
they-
child
So,
crying?
yeah.
Because imagine walking into your house, you are sitting inside, and then I see your wife splitting wood. I'll feel like you're a wicked man.
Yep.
Or I
You
walk
will
into
feel
your,
like
then
the
I walk
person
into
is
your
a
house,
wicked
and then the woman is sleeping, and then I see your husband carrying the babies all around, and they're struggling to make.
No, but now in the modern day, that women will even film their husband doing that and say that, look at how my husband is
Well,
modern.
I will
You see
enjoy
what I'm
if
saying?
I'll
This
enjoy
is what I'm
if
talking
your
about, social
husband
media.
if your husband is
This
doing
modernization.
that not based on you align, based on him wanting to. That's okay.
No, it's even worse.
But some women will be like making sure that the baby's carried, so let the man help
Take
you.
your own
Yeah,
time.
that's why I said.
No,
it's
but that's what
even-
I'm saying that
even-
in Austin.
It's even worse
Now,
because
if you are not frowning at the man carrying that baby, don't frown to at the woman splitting that wood.
okay,
Yeah.
there was a situation on Twitter. I cannot remember that. So the baby was crying while the man was sleeping.
Yeah.
The baby had been crying.
Yeah.
Mind you, ambassador, this lady comes, takes the image and everything, posts it online. Immediately when she comes to the house,
Yeah.
she is typing and saying, I've never seen this type of wicked man in my life, this type of wickedness. You get
Mm.
now the husband gets up and it's like his phone is buzzing.
Yeah.
Papa, what's up? His friends are calling and saying like this one.
Your wife has
And
put
if you
on
would have
like-
seen the vile things that she posted, you get
About her husband.
yes, exactly. And the man, it was like the man had been working. Recently has been working, and you know that most of the time work that deals with intellectual. You get
Just-
tired
you crash.
easily.
I'm sure it may
And
be in
when,
a child
when you
crash.
slump into sleep,
You can even hear the noise
when you
around
might
you.
not even hear. So it's like, yo, this was what happened. What's the point? Then the lady now comes and starts like, it was just a misunderstanding. That
Right,
no,
when the
this
damage
is
has
just
already
my
been
husband.
done.
The damage has already been done.
It's really
You
done.
find that's what I'm saying. Social media.
Apologies don't trend.
Oh,
The
yeah,
bad
exactly.
trend.
They are
Social
scoring
media is
the
idea
apology.
of modern women. You get now you are coming to apologize. Who are you apologizing to? Who first of all asked you for that story?
You just brought
Who
it.
asked you for the apology again?
But that's why you see, like I was telling you guys, like young people should already have that topics which we are uncomfortable discussing in the African context, but it should be discussed. So you before you get married to a girl or in a relationship with a girl, I always talk about my balance sheet. Put it down. It's almost like you're getting into a business. What are the assets and the liabilities here? You list it because every handicap she has is a liability to the relationship. Every skill she has is an asset to the relationship.
And one
You
of
list
the
it.
worst things, ambassador, the highest thing I'm scared of, one of the highest things I'm scared of, is to get married to a woman who is social media orientated, inclined, and everything.
Inclined.
You know the majority of the girls nowadays are though.
There's
They
a
are
way of
TikToking and
ambassador,
they are-
there's a way of TikToking, there's a way of posting videos.
There's a way that
and there's
you
a way
live.
of you
You live there.
living
That's what you
in
live.
social media.
No,
Like
but
they know-
you
they
know,
know-
like it's relative, right? Where you might think it's too much. Like me, I find it. I don't know if cringe is the word. I tell you guys I don't do status
Yeah.
because my mind is like even when I go for my vacations and my things, I video it like the other day I was talking with our video people here and I was like I want to make vlogs about my trips when I go to Togo, Kenya, wherever. But I don't want you knowing my movement real time.
Oh,
It's none of your business. I want to edit and put what I want to put. When I see somebody, I'm like, how can I share my life this much with people I don't even know?
Yeah, you don't know personally.
Even the people around me, I'm secretive with them about what I'm
One
doing.
more.
One more people, I don't know you. Because now what happens is status, bam. You're not in control of who is seeing it. Your friend sees that status, turns to the girl behind me, have you seen this? I don't even know this girl you're showing now my Bluetooth.
Yeah.
You are seeing it because you are my friend, you have my number, but now it goes.
But I think the point where he was talking about was we are all social media oriented. We will go online.
Yeah.
It keeps us awake and on it. But what he's complaining about is that girl who nothing happens that she does not post online.
Ambassador,
Like she
but
just
if
goes
you
she goes
meet-
out for lunch.
if you meet,
She goes out for
when
dinner.
you meet those type of people,
Yeah.
I'll pray you never meet them.
No,
In
I'm
fact,
not.
They are
because
irritating.
somebody, every story,
Yeah.
the person is on.
And then you're having a conversation with her. Very, and you're like, yeah.
And then what are you doing there?
I'm like-
So, and then the funny thing is that if they have a problem with their partner,
But if that's a
They
if
take it
that's a
first.
definition,
First, before we get to
if that's
discuss
the definition of
you.
a modern woman, yeah, I don't want a modern woman. Take me back
Okay,
to
but now
orthodox
coming back to the
things.
issue of culture, right? Because I feel like that's why I was saying we should discuss these things because I remember I was on one, we call it, what was it even? It's Chakara Converse or something like that. A certain podcast which we're having where we're inviting people from different African countries and we're talking about this whole same thing of gender roles. And I was telling them, for me, it's a clash because we are in a transition. So we are somehow still attached to our African values, but we are so much influenced by the Western values in front of us. But we are held by our African values. It makes sense, right? So the Western values are the things we are seeing on TV. People, most people don't even want to get married. They have different ways of describing relationships. Women speaking up for their rights and all of that. That's the modern world. Then there's the African value of pay the bride price. You are the man in control of the house. So now there's that constant clash of, am I going to be a Western man or am I going to be an African man? You want to choose one, but people are always pulling you both sides. The older generation is wanting to pull you towards the African side, but the girl you are getting involved with is pulling you towards the Western side, and your friends are pulling you towards the Western side.
I think the older generation, they might have a problem also, because the older generation, you notice that the older generation they believe in the status quo.
Yes.
Living in the past,
Yeah.
and the older generation, they will look at things only from their perspective.
Yes.
They will not understand that the same Accra
Yeah.
that was 10 for 5 francs in those days is
not
now like 100
100
francs,
francs.
and delivery is like 500. You get?
So it's really not
So the cookie that they used to buy for 100 for 3 bundles, it's now one bundle of cookies like
500.
500.
It's no longer the same. So
You get-
things change. It
so
makes even our mentality and
our
the way we
mentality
relate
and
to things
everything.
change.
The highest thing with humans is that we are survivors.
Yeah.
We
adapt.
We're learn to adapt to
we
it.
adapt.
To
We
it.
learn to adapt. Now the issue is us sticking in the strict sense for African roots.
Yeah.
You get? It will mean that we revert back to the old times totally.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you see these houses. These are all modern things.
Yeah.
You get? Now to get a person will look at these houses and say, and this is my Tash house. This Tash house that I used to fix it almost every rainy season. Then these modern houses, or you can build it and wait like for 15 years before even arranging it
Renovate,
again.
yeah.
You would want this type of thing.
Yeah.
And these things don't come cheap.
Yeah.
They come with all of these things,
The
bills
hard
and all of
work
that,
and
all of
all,
that.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, you see yourself, you are in the rat race. You are running over and over and over. But you cannot have, because the world is modernizing.
No, but that's why I keep on emphasizing on podcasts like this where we discuss those
Yeah.
things. But most especially people in their homes and their relationships.
Yeah.
Get into the detail. So like me, I'll tell you, this goes with this. So if I'm paying bride price like this, I'm expecting this. If you don't want me to expect this, then don't make me pay bride price like this. Once people discuss those kind of details, I mean like details of who is going out to work, who is taking care of the children. I cannot be cooking in the kitchen and splitting the wood. All those details, you guys need to redefine it because we go on a lot of assumptions. At times you think that the woman is the one who is mad or who is wrong, but she's also assuming that you understand and you will not mind to be in the kitchen and to still split the wood. But people don't define those things and discuss those things because some of those things, one, is impossible, two, is unfair. And what does it leave us with? It leaves us with broken men, angry women, and should I call parentless children? Fatherless, that's the word I was looking for. I was looking for that word, fatherless children. Now, it's a broken society because it's not the woman's fault, it's not the man's fault, it's not the child's fault especially. But I feel like society as a whole, I always tell people like, we Africans, we just met a certain culture and we are moving on.
Yeah.
These things were built. You hear of those days where the Greeks, philosophers used to meet in their, how do they call it, their big parliaments or whatever, and then discuss social issues, agree on those social issues, and then try to implement them into laws. But now, what they called parliament was like, when they talk of politics, they call it, politics in Greek is like discussing the affairs of the state or the community, let's put it like that. You discuss those things and then you adapt laws. But sadly enough, our people now go to parliament, take their whatever bills. It's men who are in their 80s, they're all sleeping. They're not even in touch with the reality of the times. They cannot discuss. So our laws are all
they don't know
very
what's happening
backward.
outside.
I don't even understand how people who have to be in their retirement age are still the ones
making
governing us.
decisions.
I
It's
don't
not,
understand.
it's not even retirement age. It's
Post.
I mean, like
Because at that moment you
grave
have lived,
proximity.
you have lived a type of, how can I say, you have lived a type of rich life. Most of them, they have lived a
Yeah.
type of rich life that they think that everything is
That
black
disconnected
and
of their
white.
society.
with
Very
everybody.
disconnected of reality. Yeah.
You get.
So I think, although the parliament cannot do it for us, as young people, please have those conversations
Yeah.
with your friends, with your brothers. Define those things. Don't assume.
Don't assume the responsibilities
Yes,
in a
say
relationship.
that, especially when it comes to relationships, is long term. Children getting involved, people building things together. Redefine all of those things. You will cook, I will do this. Children will go to this kind of schools, will pay fees like this. How do we raise that money? Do I have a saving culture? Who is better at saving? Who
And
can
those
invest? Who can build the
Those
all
things
of
are very
that?
necessary.
And I think
Discuss
those-
all of those
yes,
details.
because
it
those things
starts
are-
from
they are necessary.
boyfriend and
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
but that's where it
saying.
starts.
you
You
go,
make sure that
you go on
I
and
should know I'm
then,
compatible with you.
oh,
Let me not start living with you and then like, so nothing's not marry.
and you understand? Oh, the girl starts giving you money, you a fatherless man, you still and say, no, that's how it be. You won't marry. Then give you understand? Or you start cooking once in a while.
And
After
then
she
just
starts saying
say
that,
that, no.
babe, you cook,
Come off.
and then she sits
Yeah,
on the
then
bed
she
like
sits on the
this.
bed and like.
Like this.
And I think
I
one
want-
of the things
I
is
want-
we get to these things, and then I hate when people, like what he always says about responsibility. Once you're in a relationship, don't complain. Assume it. Ask the questions and do your investigations before you get married. When you see a girl getting there, when she
people
comes
switch
online,
up, some people
no,
switch
no. There's as much
Most
switching
of the
up
times
as
now.
there's as much switching up as
Switch
a
up.
switch up. There's a
The-
foundational
most
character
of the
which
times
you
the
saw.
foundational character which you saw.
Somebody will say like this guy is cheating. Believe me, that guy was cheating when you were dating. But because you were so much in love and you just wanted to become
No, the
somebody,
guy cheated on his ex-girlfriend with you. They're expecting her when he's with you.
Then now
they'll
you
be
come and
faithful.
start mobilizing your Facebook family to be insulting the guy as if you did not know. So most of the time I'm telling people like, don't come and disturb us with those complaints.
Yeah.
You knew he was this, you knew he was that. You were just so focused on the benefits you wanted to get from him, and you
Exactly.
went along.
Exactly.
Now things are not moving your way like you want, or maybe you already had what you wanted from him. Now you are complaining like he's the devil. No, he was not the devil. He has always been that devil, and you liked him like that. Continue your devil straight to hell.
And you are also a devil.
Okay, that's what you have added. I know. So you're also the devil liking the devil.
Yes.
Okay.
You like
So
the
guys,
devil.
as usual, this conversation will get very heated, I'm sure, when we are with the girls. But I just wanted us to first put our statements out there and where we stand. And yeah, some of those things you said you know marry a woman who cannot cook. Can you marry a woman who cannot cook?
Hell no.
Who will be who?
That's good.
Who even in mother-in-law no even
Okay. So good.
Buying
My,
food.
all my bachelor life,
First of all,
I've been eating.
first of all,
you want me to continue eating?
food is first of all a turn on.
Yeah.
So if another woman cooks for me,
Yeah.
then I'm getting another one to the house.
you get now. You
Food
get.
is-
So that's
See,
food is a tenant. You see how
We left our mother's house. We left our mother's houses and we have girlfriends when we left the house.
Yeah.
But guess what? We always go back to mom's house. Why?
The
Nah,
food.
but it's our food.
Yeah.
And the food is free too.
It's free.
Well,
And
that's the
it,
reason.
even though it comes to small insults, but
Yeah, but
it's-
say, look at you just see a belly.
Okay, guys. So let's just keep some of our contra arguments because I'm showing the girls who come will have some resistance. But I've just put our opening statements, as the
Yes.
lawyers will call it. I'll put our opening statement where we stand. So now I'm going to have the same conversation with the girls, and then we'll pick it up in the mixed conversation. So as usual, it's your boy Ambassador doing what we do. Like, subscribe, comment, give your opinion, pick up these conversations back at home. We out.